Today's Wide World of Sports will be seen in a shortened version so that we may bring you a CTV news special at 5:30 p.m. Because of this, Part 3 of the Great Snooker Pool Shootout scheduled for today will now be seen next week. From Vancouver, BC, two great events on CTV's Wide World of Sports. Ken Newens and Jack Sassville report as Canada's top athletes battle the weather in their quest for gold at the Jeep Eagle Canadian Cross Country Skiing Championships. Then we move indoors at the Vancouver Aquatic Centre. Peter Young and Carol Delaveau host the duet competition at the Canadian Junior Synchronized Swimming Championship. That's today on CTV's Wide World of Sports.
This is Vancouver, British Columbia, host city of the Canadian Cross Country Ski Championships. It is only fitting Mother Nature serve up an unusually heavy snowfall to celebrate the occasion. This is Stanley Park, not lush and green, but lovely nonetheless. The event will be held at Cypress Provincial Park on Hollyburn Ridge, high above West Vancouver. It's one of the most picturesque facilities in Canada. And more are getting involved in the joys of cross-country skiing. CTV Sports proudly presents the Jeep Eagle Canadian Ski Nationals. This is the Cypress Bowl, Hollyburn Ridge, West Vancouver, the scene of the Jeep Eagle Cross-Country Ski Nationals. Hi everyone, I'm Ken Newens, and this is the first time that Vancouver has hosted these Canadian Cross-Country Skiing Championships, and it's going to be an exciting and unique event. My pleasure to introduce our color commentator and expert, National Cross Country coach Jack Sassville. Welcome to the event, Jack, and to our show. It's going to be exciting.
Oh, I think so. We've got mass start races here this week. We'll have night races here this week. These are the first time we've ever had night races at the Canadian Championships. I feel that we can really show the public in Canada great ski racing this week.
Who's going to jump out of the pack and star?
Oh, for sure, Yves Bilodeau and Al Pilcher. They've been the leaders of our men's program over the past couple of years. And on the women's side, Angela Schmidt-Foster has made a resurgence this year, as well as Marie-Andre Masson. She's proven over the last few years she can ski with the best in the world.
Snow conditions are superb. It's going to be a great event, and we'll be back right after this. Our first event will be the exciting Women's 15K Classical. And naturally, a lot of time goes into ski preparation, and that's a very important part of ski racing.
Because it's a classical race, it means that people will be doing diagonal strides. So grip waxing and glide waxing is important. You see coaches here putting on the glide wax. Once that is done, then the grip wax takes place. After they've done this, the skiers will go out and test their skis, make sure everything's okay, maybe make a last-minute adjustment if they need to just before the start of the race.
Snow conditions, well, there's certainly lots of it. How important are these figures?
The air and snow temperature and the humidity are very important in determining the right wax.
Angela Schmidt-Foster, got to be Canada's superstar in women's cross-country underway.
Angie is one of the best. Here's Lorna Sassville, another pre-race favorite, having finished second in last year's race. Here we see Angela coming through the stadium, kick double pole. Notice how strong the poling is. Very, very strong double poling. Angela should be one of our best at the World Championships later on this year.
And our next skier is Marie-Andre Masson.
Marie is generally seen as a better skater, but in the classical races, she has also the ability to go very fast. Here we see two skiers out on the course, skiing up the hill after the end of the second lap. And here's Angie into the finish. Angela Schmidt-Foster, the winner by almost 2.5 minutes today in the 15 kilometers. Here comes Rhonda DeLong from British Columbia, followed by Lorna Sassville, and our second place skier today, Marie-Andre Masson. Very great race for Marie in classical. The girls now will try to recover, talk a little bit about the race, and watch Lucy Steele come into the finish for a bronze medal. Lucy's first medal at Canadian Championships as a senior. This is a big surprise for all of us.
A very, very special athlete. She's been named UConn's Athlete of the Year 5 times.
Well, Lucy is just coming onto the team and should do very well.
Special day for Angela. Here's why.
Well, this is Angela's birthday. She's 31 years old today. What a great birthday present for her.
Happy birthday to you. To win this race, last year's Canadian champion.
The men's 30K about to get underway, and there is Alan Pilcher.
Well, Al is our star. He was 7th place at the 50 kilometer at the World Championships in '89. Great technique, great power. Here comes Wayne Dustin. He's been on the team for many years, hasn't done much the last couple of years. He's looking to come back now.
Already on course. Exit here,
and another skier goes out of the gate. Skiers start every 30 seconds here as we see Yves Bilodeau going out, chasing down Al Pilcher. As Al comes up this hill out of the stadium, he's the leader already into the race after 3 kilometers. Another skier, here's Yves Bilodeau now coming across through at around 10 kilometers. This course is characterized by a lot of gradual uphills, some steep uphills, and some great downhills.
That's something the general public normally think of cross-country skiing, skiing on the level, but there's, what, 5,000 meters in climbing here?
In this race, there's 1,000 meters of climb and 1,000 meters of downhill, so these skiers have to be good going up and going down. Here is Wayne. He came on in the middle of this race, moving up from in 4th place to eventually move closer to the top. Another thing that happens in these kind of races is what we call trains. Here we see Yves Bilodeau. He is caught and passed number 54, Bernard Vermette, and they are now skiing together. As Wayne Dustin skates down into the finish, as well as Al Pilcher skating down. Sometimes they reach speeds of up to 40 miles an hour on the downhills.
The skiers are really moving coming into that corner.
We've put some turns here at the bottom of the course to try to slow them down. Otherwise, they would be up to 40 miles an hour.
The brilliant Al Pilcher.
Al skied a great race today to win this event. He had great pacing all day and was well in control throughout the event.
He was ready.
Wayne Dustin coming into the finish. Wayne will finish 2nd today. It's his best result, I think, since 1984. Yves Bilodeau and Bernard Vermette finishing 3rd and 5th. They skied together most of the race. Yves gave Bernard the ride almost the whole day. As we watch Wayne Dustin come into the finish, it's interesting to note that these guys have been skiing for an hour and a half at heart rates almost at maximum. But as we watch them after the event is over, it looks like they've just been out for a walk in the park.
Kathy Sproul joins us with a very special feature on a brother-sister combination.
Since being on the national cross-country team together, brother-sister Marie-Andre and Elaine Masson have learned to appreciate their family relationship in a different way.
Well, it changed quite a bit. I remember when I was younger, well, I have an older brother, and Alain and Jean would always be together, and they wouldn't let me play with them. And then it changed when we started skiing. Then Alain and I were involved in skiing, and I think we got along better.
We probably grew closer together.
Yeah, we share more now.
Yeah, plus having the same goals and activities, we feel much closer probably.
Even though the Massons live out of a suitcase training and competing 9 months of the year, they try to make their family life on the road as normal as possible.
We try as much as possible by going for groceries and then cook our own meal. And
yeah, you try to make it as close as possible as what you would do at home, so then you don't feel homesick as much as if you would have to take all your meal outside in a restaurant. And when we can have rooms with little kitchenette or stuff like that, we always prefer that.
An 11-year veteran on the national team, 27-year-old Marie-Andre is considered one of Canada's top 3 technique skiers, has the best Canadian Women's World Cup finish ever with a 6th in 1985. 29-year-old Elaine is a 2-time Olympian in cycling and cross-country. But in the last 2 years, both have had to overcome setbacks. Marie with 2 hairline fractures in her right thigh, Elaine with a fatigue virus.
Well, first of all, why we got injured and sick is probably we're both the same. We're hard worker, and maybe we went a little above what we could have done. So we learned from it, and now we just being smarter. It's
because when you train, you always want to train harder to improve and to be better, but you never know what your limits are until you reach them. And when you reach them, sometimes it's too late. You went above, and you can only know after. You cannot know where to stop before you reach them. So,
for Marie and Andre, their focus and drive is something they'll always have to share.
that's what we'll probably remember when we both had really good results at the same time, because it's always special to us and special to the press. So I think those moments we'll always remember a little bit better.
And the weather. It's the first time there's been night skiing at a Canadian cross-country championship. That's a big enough challenge, but this is a bigger challenge, the weather, Jack.
Weather always plays a part in cross-country ski racing, but it has been snowing here now for a day or so. It's piling up higher and higher. It causes a great deal of extra work for the organizing committee and a lot of trouble for them as well.
Ready for the 10K in the starting gate, Lucy Steele of Whitehorse, and the race is underway.
As a skating race, these people will do all the skating techniques around the course. Marie-Andre Masson, very much a favorite to win this race today. Here's Jane Vincent coming down the hill. Jane had a fall during this race as she was leading the race and went on to eventually finish second. Skiers, you can see the snow falling down, hampering the skiers in their ability to go fast.
Here comes her winner, Marie-Andre Masson, and we asked Marie-Andre if visibility was a problem.
No, I didn't find it was a problem. With glasses, the snow doesn't bother your eyes, and it was really nice.
As third place finisher Lucy Steele and Lorna Sassel discussed the race, the men's race has begun, but the lights have gone out. During the race, the lights went out, and the men's race needed to be rescheduled the next day.
And over 50 centimeters of snow have fallen, and now we have a brand new race and a brand new day and brand new circumstances.
And a lot more snow. You can see them digging out the signs and digging out everything in West Vancouver. As we see Yves Bilodeau starting again the 15K race. When the race was stopped the night before, he was 1 second out of the lead behind this man, Alain Masson, who was the leader when the lights went out. The question is, can they repeat today the results that they gave the night before? Here's a person that was really saved by the lights going out. Darren DeRoche was having a terrible race. But today he's in third position as the race goes on, and he may just get a reprieve. The person who was third the day before was the 30K winner, Al Pilcher. But Al has dropped back today when the sun is shining. I don't know if he can come back up to his medal again today. Yves skating into the finish line, the winner of today's 15-kilometer race. And he was followed into the finish by Alain Masson, who was the second place finisher today, who may have won the race the night before. Third place did indeed go to Darren DeRoche, who skied a great race in the snow today, and I'm sure he's very happy to have had the race restart.
The winner, Yves Bilodeau, talks about his race.
Today, I think I had pressure from Alain, who started 30 seconds behind me, so I went all out from the beginning to the end. And I think I deserve this one.
And the night skiing, the extra heavy snowfall, the fog, made it a very difficult challenge for the skiers. And of course, they also had extra waxing to worry about, extra ski preparation. We had an opportunity to talk to some of the skiers who felt it was somewhat controversial.
The conditions are great. It's just the fact that it's a night race. It's a little bit away from what we normally do. It's away from what we do at World Championships. And this is a World Championship trials for us, so I think we should be following the same protocol that they use there.
I think it's going to be good conditions. It's stopped raining now, and it's going to be a lot faster than the other two races. And the track should be a lot harder, too.
Ready? And the mass start race begins. This is part of the controversy. There are no mass starts at the World Championships, but the athletes are going as hard as they can. As Angela Schmidt-Foster has already broken away from the field, we see Jean McAllister, amongst others, trying to chase her down, but I don't think anybody can catch Angela today. This is her race, and sure enough, here she comes into the finish. Angela, the winner of the 5K sprint mass start night race. She was followed today by Lorna Sassville, who, after some disappointing results, has come back for a silver medal. And here's the big surprise, Ken. Wendy Davis in 3rd place.
She's only 20 years of age.
This is just a great big surprise for her. She had great skis, and while others did not. And the men start in the mass start race. A lot more men out there. A little bit longer 10-kilometer classic as Yves Bilodeau leads the gang out of the start for 10 kilometers around this 5-kilometer loop. Al Pilcher gets away from the group at around 3 kilometers. You can see the others chasing him in the fog and the rain.
Look at the conditions there.
Oh, it was really pouring out there tonight, and that played havoc with everybody's race. But not Al. Al looks smooth and relaxed and skiing away from the pack. Yves Bilodeau in 2nd place, but look at this, Ken. Jack Cook, another big surprise from Ontario. And as Al skis down the finish, down to the finish and around the corner, we see him classical skiing into the finish for his 2nd win of these Canadian Nationals. He has to be very happy with his results. But the big surprise for all of us is Jack Cook, who's gone past Yves to finish 2nd. Look how happy he is.
And we talked to the excited young man.
I started off and I was feeling good, but I really didn't think, like when I saw Yves, I thought there must be 10 guys ahead of him. I didn't think I was going that fast. And then got to the downhills, my skis were moving really good. And I knew, I found out I was in 3rd. I knew if I caught Yves in the uphills, there's no way he was going to stay with me on the downhills. My skis were just so fast today.
As Yves and the others finished, it's interesting to note that Ontario skiers had 7 of the top 10 finishers in this men's race.
We'll meet a skiing superstar when we return. It's an off day for the competitors, and the skiers are busily preparing for the grueling women's 30K and the men's 50K race.
As we look forward to tomorrow's 30-kilometer race for women, the results indicate that Angela has a stranglehold on the women's aggregate title. She is 13 points ahead of her 2nd place Lorna Sassville, and that would mean in real time that she would have to lose the race by 13 minutes.
Snow conditions are excellent. And here's Kathy Sproul with a feature on our skiing superstar.
Look at how nice that is. I always wanted to come to Stanley Park, so it's worked out really well to come here. And
it's a unique relationship and a very special one. Throughout the 14 years Angela Schmidt-Foster has been racing on the national team, her husband Don has been the driving force behind her performance.
For me to have his support and his opinions on things and his input is very, very important. So he's with me even when he's not here. And now that he is here at these races, it's even way better because, you know, I don't have to carry him inside me. He's right beside me.
They own and operate a small ski area in Midland, Ontario in the winter, run a market farm in the summer. However, with Angela on the road competing 8 months of the year, Don runs the business back home, managing to come to only 1 or 2 races a year.
We don't spend a lot of time together because I'm on the road a lot, but when he is here, you know, the old saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Well, it's very true. And you do grow very close when you're away, and you appreciate each other so much more.
Okay, honey, what did you get on those skis? Okay. Do you think we're going to need any big wheels or little wheels, or what do you think we're going to be doing?
For him to be working on my skis, I just say, here, honey, these are the skis I want to use. Let's wax them up a certain way. We decide what we are going to put on them, and he just does them. And when I'm not tired or when I'm not resting, I'll help him out because it's just a fun pastime as well.
Angela had some of her best results ever in 1987 when she won silver and bronze at the pre-Olympic World Cup in Canmore.
That was an excellent one. It was, the circumstances leading up to that race were incredible, and to have a race like that just goes to show that I've got it and that I can even improve on that.
Last year, 31-year-old Schmidt-Foster struggled. There was a move to get her off the team because she was getting old. However, this season she has renewed her strength, mental drive, and performance. Would like to get back the Canadian title she lost last year. Now Angela's got the younger members on the team scrambling to catch her.
It takes years, and they have to build to get there. So I'm sure they'll still have to use the experienced athletes, you know, and they have to beat us in order to get better results.
Angela Schmidt-Foster is not ready to quit yet.
When you're a competitor, you always want to be the best and you always want to win, and that's a driving force right there.
We'll be back with coverage of the women's 30K race right after this.
Later on Wide World of Sports, the duet competition at the Junior Canadian Synchronized Swimming Championships.
We're ready for the women's 30K race. The snow is falling again, and out on the course in the snow is my colleague, Jack Sassville.
Ken, I'm up here at around 4 kilometers on the course at the top of the biggest uphill of the race course. The racers will come out from behind me, the men at least, and go up towards the right. They'll continue farther up the hill and then start the long descent back down to the stadium. This is about 3 kilometers of general downhill with speeds of around 40 miles an hour. These people up here, the men, will do 6 laps of this course and go through this part 6 times. The women, however, will not be going up to my right. They'll come through here to the left and just start down the hill. That's how we get the difference between a 7.5 kilometer course for the women and an 8.3 kilometer course for the men.
13 racers ready to go here in the mass start for the women's 30 kilometer. We have Jane Vincent of Dawson City, Angela Foster-Schmidt, Jean McAllister, Lucy Steele, Rhonda DeLong, Lorna Sassville of Canmore, Marie-Andre Messon, defending champion, Genevieve Newell, Wendy Davis, Anika Bergen, Kitty Hastings, Dominique Raymond, and Fiona McKenna. And there you see number 2, defending champion, Marie-Andre Messon. Number 5 is Jane Vincent of Dawson City. And the race is underway, and they're tracking extremely well. And number 3 is Jean McAllister of Canmore. And now I welcome back my colleague, Jack Sassville. Jack, you'd come a long way down the course. You're in excellent condition, not puffing at all.
It's all downhill, Ken, and even though I can't get 40 miles an hour, it's pretty fast.
Good start.
Oh, a very good start. Jane now has taken the lead from Marie. We're up at the point I was at 4 kilometers. The girls are still trying to feel each other out, see who's strong where, who has the fastest skis. And we have a group of 7 that have broken away from the rest of the pack. Here comes the rest of the pack, led by number 13, Anika Berggren.
Jack, is this considered, on the worldwide scale, a tough, grueling course, or is it adequate?
Oh, I think it's more than adequate. This is a race course that is up near the very hardest in the world. I think it's a very good test for all the ladies.